3, 2, 1, contact. You're a little younger than me, right? I don't know. We
Oh,
loved
yeah.
it.
I don't
It was
remember that one.
3, 2, 1, contact.
It sounds
Contact.
fantastic. I feel like I really missed out.
It's really good. You did. Okay. All right. So I am Dani, and
I'm Darcy.
you are.
I
And this
forgot
is
who I am.
the Shart Show. And I'm excited. I'm excited to finally be doing it. How do you feel,
Yay.
Darcy? How are you feeling?
Do you want to know how I'm really feeling or like,
No, I want you to lie.
okay, so I feel great.
Okay.
We'll leave it at that.
Yeah, so I'm sure this first episode is going to be like probably a complete nightmare.
Like a Shart show?
Yes, like an absolute Shart show.
Yeah.
Whenever I hear the word Shart, I think of that. What was that movie, Along Came Polly?
Oh,
Did you
yes.
see it? When he skids across the dance floor and he's like, "We gotta go."
I feel like that's kind of my life.
Yeah. It's pretty much me in a nutshell.
Yeah, that
No,
sums
this
me
is
up.
me in a nutshell. Help.
Me in a Shart shell.
Sure, Jill. So, yeah. So, just a quick overview. I think, we both can agree that we don't really have solid plans for basically anything at all, but that we'll do, some true crime, some paranormal stuff, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and see what happens
Yeah, it's a real Shart show. Like,
and
there's
hope that
literally no
people
plan.
enjoy it.
Yeah, they probably won't. That's okay.
No, probably not.
We will.
Yep, that's all that matters, right?
Exactly.
So I know we were talking about staying local for like the first handful of episodes, probably.
Hmm.
And so today we're doing the Connecticut River Valley Killer, right? Right?
Yes.
Okay. Am I wrong? There was a pause there, and I was like, "Uh-oh, oh Shart,
Oh, Shart. I'm already sharting.
oh dang, are those the notes you have, Darcy?"
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I was like, "Ruh-roh." Cool. All right. And so I know you're kind of taking lead on this one today, and I will take lead on the next one. And yeah, hopefully it's not a complete mess.
It's gonna be fantastic.
I love it. It's gonna be fantastically awful.
Yeah.
Can only go up from here.
But can it?
I don't know. I'm jinxing it for sure. Knock on wood. I'm,
So
I'm manifesting in good things.
I love it. I support that.
Thank you. Oh boy. Yeah, so do we have how many are there to cover on this? I don't even remember when I was looking at it.
At the Connecticut,
Yeah, like how many do you have to cover? Because there was multiples, right?
there yeah, there are a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah.
So I thought that actually thought that one was we were not doing right now.
Frick, do you want to do something else then?
Yeah.
What do you want to do? Yeah.
So okay. Yeah, I think there was a little bit of miscommunication there.
Sure. Yeah.
Totally could have been my bad. We'll have to edit this out.
Totally could have been mine.
Um,
At least I know how to delete things.
yeah. So I wasn't sure what we were starting with, so I didn't have my notes on that one specifically.
I love how you told me you did though. That was my favorite part so far.
Well, because I was like, is she like pre-recording this for that? Like I'm like I don't know what to say now.
And you're like, "Yep, I have those."
I'm so confused because I was like, wait, didn't we just talk about it? And I said I would start with the Madame Sherri Forrest.
Yeah, and then I was confused and I was like, maybe something happened there and I like didn't know about that.
Okay, so we both are definitely confused apparently.
Mhm.
Okay,
No, but
so
this is cool. Let's do it. Let's start with that.
okay, all right. So we'll start with that then.
Yeah.
All right, let me pull up my notes that I actually have for that.
Cool. I don't actually know anything about this place, so I'm excited now.
Yay! So I get to excite you. What?
Yay.
So I like true crime stuff, obviously, super into it, but I also like the creepy weird shit too.
Me too.
So this place I've actually been to, the Madame Sherri Forest. It's in Chesterfield, New Hampshire, which is more southern New Hampshire.
Actually, I wanted to go that day. I texted you and asked you, and I
Yeah.
was like, "Oh, I super want to go to that place," and I didn't get to that day. So I'm excited to hear more about it because
Yeah. It's like it's a really, really pretty place actually. It's a really nice piece of land. And I say nice piece of land like it's, just like a couple acres. It's like over 500 acres, but um it's also very creepy. So it was named after Madame Antoinette Sherri. Eventually, it was named after her. It didn't initially start out as hers, just saying. So she's from New York City. She's a costume designer who worked on Broadway.
ooh,
Yes. And so she came here from Paris, France. She was born in 1878. Um, Not much is known about her early years because it was 1878 and Google wasn't around then. So I can't really tell you anything about her life or her family before she came here from Paris, France and started working on Broadway.
damn Google
I know it
slackers.
really failed me. And when I talk about my research, I really just mean I tried a couple sentences in Google. If nothing came up,
And
that was pretty much the end of it. Um,
I just made everything up.
yeah, and just filling in the blanks with my own shit. Um, so she owned the 588 acres of land where she built her dream castle, and that was built to
Wait, how many acres?
500.
588?
Yes, so just a few,
It's a little bit, yeah.
just a little bit.
Slacker, she could have done better.
I feel like she could have. Yeah, I'm a little disappointed in her. And I don't know why she's haunting 588 acres. That's kind of lame, but whatever.
It's like a
Um,
lot of land to commit to.
I know, like when I die, I'm pretty sure I'm coming back as a ghost because I want to.
I'm gonna hang
But
out in like a closet.
yeah, I feel like I'm gonna keep it pretty limited, like
Like I
space
did a lot of
wise.
walking and stuff when I was, in
Yeah,
human form, so that is not happening now.
right. And like I know you can, go through walls and shit, but I'd rather just stick to like one house, not like 588 acres. That's just a lot.
It's a lot of ground to cover, lots of new
Yeah,
people.
I don't like to commit to things that big. I don't know why I'm married, but so that's kind of a big commitment, but I still did it anyway.
Stupid social
I know.
norms.
I know. Like, oh my God, just do it. All right, let me be drunk and say I do. And I did.
And I did. Here we
and,
are.
I, and I did. It's going great. I love it.
You're
So
so
anyway,
convincing.
I know. I know. Um, so this was built to host her lavish parties and wild parties, and this was in the early 1900s. So obviously, like shit was going down at that
Yeah,
time. We know
yeah.
this.
I can imagine the crazy ragers.
Yeah, like all night bangers. I know it was happening. So she met this guy, who she married. His name is Anthony.
God damn it. You see that?
I know.
She
I
got
know.
married.
She's really into the commitment. I mean, we got to give it to her. She's really into it. His name, I'm probably going to mispronounce his last name because that's what I do. I think it's Macaluso, something like
Okay,
that.
I'll buy it.
Yeah, it seems right. Um, sounds Italian. So they met in like 1909 ish, but again, the dates are a little fuzzy because Google. So he was an American that was actually on the run from the authorities, and he was using the pseudonym Andre Relia. Relia, R-E-I, yeah,
And she's
Relia,
like, "Hey, you wanna get married?"
right? I have no idea what he was on the run for, and I have no idea if she met him in the United States or if they met in Paris and he came back with her, because they didn't really talk about that on Google. I can't tell you. But I mean, he was on the run in the early 1900s, so he could have done something like he stole an apple or swore in church or something. I don't know. I think they tried to like cut your head off if you did that shit. So
Yeah, it was a big deal.
yeah. So I mean, he could have been something minor, or he could have been a murderer. I don't really know.
Aladdin, they were gonna cut her hand off for an apple.
Exactly.
See?
Exactly. That's what I'm
That was
saying.
Disney, so imagine real life.
Exactly. I mean, yeah. I mean, I feel like Disney's pretty
Pretty
realistic,
hardcore.
honestly. Yeah. So he was actually a dancer on Broadway, and she worked in costume design. I feel like that's a weird relationship there, but then it's
I
cool.
don't know, I mean, she probably saw a lot of him when she was making his costumes.
Right. So she already knew what she was getting into
Right, and she was like, "Yeah, I can work
beforehand.
with that."
Yeah. I mean, that's a good way to meet somebody, I guess. It just seems,
Mhm.
I don't know. I guess when I think of male dancers, I don't know. Anyway,
Think of Chippendales or what?
Yeah, exactly. So I'm just like, "Huh, that's
Not
interesting."
everyone's like Channing Tatum. I
Uh,
never can say his name right, so I just make it up every time.
um,
Tainty Chanum.
I was like, "Did you just say taint? Did you say
Yep,
taintum?" Okay.
Channing Tatum.
Alright, well,
He doesn't do it for me, I don't know.
I don't think that's how you say his name, but I love it.
Actually, side note, totally random, but when we watched, Magic Mike, it was me, my sister, and a friend of ours, and, the next day we were texting and she was like, "I don't know about you." She's like, "But Matthew McConaughey was like a sexy cat in the hat." The hat. Oh, that's funny.
That's amazing.
Mhm.
I don't think I'm ever gonna be able to watch that movie the same now.
Sexy cat in the hat.
I'm gonna think of Sexy Cat in the Hat and Taintum.
Tainty Channing, Channy Tainty,
Yes.
whatever.
His name is
That
kinda
guy
stupid.
everybody likes.
Yeah. I mean, I think he's attractive, but
Yeah, I mean, he's not ugly, but
right,
it's
I
just
mean,
not my jam.
obviously, he wouldn't
Obviously, this is
turn me
probably
away.
what this guy looked like, and that's why she married him, so and he
Yeah,
probably did lots of pelvic thrusting because that's what they did then.
right. Well, I mean, that's how you, like, get warmed up and stuff, so I get it. So they did eventually marry in Puerto Rico by 1916. Oh, no, no, no. Excuse me, I apparently can't read my own notes. They did eventually marry in Puerto Rico, and by 1916, they had opened the Andre Sherri costume design in New York City, which was apparently very successful. And it was rumored to have designed costumes for many of the rich and famous, including the Queen Mary. So I feel like that's pretty successful.
Yeah, I'd say that you've built a name for yourself right there.
Yeah, I mean, if you're doing costumes and stuff for the Queen Mary, you probably do all right. Your work's probably decent.
Yeah, you probably make like $30 on that
So that's
at
probably how
that
she built
point.
her house. Like just that one costume from Queen Mary.
Yeah,
She got $30 and she was like, I'm gonna build
588 acres
a yeah,
in one dress.
buy the fucking 580 acres and then build my castle
Yeah.
off $30.
Could you imagine now? Like, oh my god. Now it's
No,
like, "Hey, what? You make $12 an hour? Your house is 365,000. Figure it out."
exactly. Um,
And you're
I'm
approved, so figure it out.
I'm not good at math, but I feel like it doesn't really work out.
When I do this on my fingers,
Yeah, I feel like I don't have enough.
they run out real fast.
I mean, I'm not a numbers person, I admit it, but I feel pretty confident that that's not gonna work.
Yeah.
So, they did well, but that whole lucrative situation apparently didn't last very long. Andre, aka Anthony, whoever the fuck he was hit by a car during a snowstorm in
Wait,
1917.
what kind of car is this? How fast could it have been going?
It was probably more like it was
Like
probably
a
a fucking horse.
horse and
Yeah,
wagon?
it was probably
Like
like
a
a horse.
buggy.
Yeah, and they just don't wanna say it because it doesn't sound good,
And it's like and
So
it slowly went over his ankle and he's like, "Whoa."
right, like, how can you not get out of the way of that? Because
I'm just yeah, like, I just feel like you have a lot of time there.
I feel like you have a good bit of time to prepare.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about
Probably.
probably roads that are, like, really hole ridden and, like, you're probably not going real fast.
Right.
I mean, I'm just guessing.
Like, this was 1917.
That's what
Come
I'm
on,
saying, right?
come on.
There's no Corvettes flying by, that's all, you
Yeah.
know?
Maybe he did it on purpose, I don't know.
Maybe she was like, "Alright, way too demanding," and he's like, "I can't do it.
So
I
he just
can't
jumped
do
right
any
in front
more
of a horse.
costume stuff."
Maybe he just got kicked by a horse, I don't know. But also, he was on the run from authorities, so could it be karma too? Maybe he
Oh,
did
yeah.
something really bad, and that was his karma. He got run over by a horse or Santa's reindeer or something. So,
Like grandma, you know?
yeah, yeah. Andre, grandma, I mean, yeah, whatever. So, it damaged his eyesight, and then
Wait. That's, like, what it did? That
well,
makes I mean, it kinda makes sense, but, like, I don't
I mean, in 1917, what were they really gonna do for you if it damaged your eyesight
Yeah,
because
but
you
I'm
got
just
hit
thinking,
by
like, what part of him was run over?
right? Like, I don't know. I guess when I think of people getting hit by a car, I always just think of, like, the impact hitting the body.
Yeah, I think of broken bones, not like, "Oh, cataracts."
Yeah, like, "Ugh, got the glaucoma." Like, I
Need to
don't
put on these bifocals
know. Or he just has that
from
one
that dang
little
car accident.
what is that called? Like, the one glass that you hold over the one
Oh,
eye?
oh, yeah, I don't actually know, but that Monopoly guy knows.
Yeah,
I don't know, though.
that's what I was thinking, the Monopoly guy,
Yeah,
and
he
I'm
for sure
literally,
knows.
like, holding my hand up to my eye, like, as if you can actually see
Like,
me
I
right
can see
now,
you, yeah.
or that
I'm
anybody
just
can see
thinking,
me.
like, I guess your vision could be impaired if, like, you lost an eye in an accident. You know what I
You're
mean?
right.
Like, I just feel like this is talking a lot about, like, their medical capacity then.
Yeah.
Like, "Oh, your vision, this is from the accident for sure, not
You
just
got
'cause you turned 37 or whatever age he was."
you got hit by a car and broke your legs, and it damaged your eyesight.
Yeah, your vision's really declining now,
Yeah, your
rapidly.
legs are fine, but your
Yeah,
eyes,
couple
eh,
yeah, some physical activity, you'll be good as gold, but your vision, forget it.
it's not coming back, bro.
So weird.
It's very weird. So his health continued to decline after that because he damaged his eyesight, so naturally everything else was
Clearly
going
went downhill
to
from there.
yes. We shouldn't be laughing about this, it's kind of
So
bad.
tip I mean, I'm blind as shit, so I can laugh all I want.
Yeah,
That's the rules.
I'm wearing glasses and I still can't fucking see what I wrote in my notes.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm blind practically, so I have all the rights.
Did you
That's
get
how
hit by
I
a
look at
car?
it. Huh?
Did you get hit by a car?
No, nope. There was a car accident when I was young, we were leaving a fair, and, like, we were going through an intersection, and this guy, like, sideswiped my mom,
It's rude.
and I dropped my ice cream cone, like, it
Did
was,
you
like,
just
in
purchase your pot
I was gonna say popsicle, and I was like, "Shit, that's ice cream cone." I dropped my joint.
when
I
I
was,
was
like,
7? I
4.
dropped
Well,
my pot.
I dropped my ice cream cone. It was like, we, like, went back, and then forward, and when I went forward, my ice cream cone fell on the floor, and I then proceeded to step on it by accident from, like, the movement?
Mhm, yeah.
And I was, like, bawling my eyes out, and this guy's like, "Oh my god, is she okay?" And my mom was like, "No, she's not."
You
So
lost
I
you
was
just
just like
dropped your pot.
it's 'cause my sister got her ice cream and I didn't.
It's
So
valid.
that could have been it. That could be what happened in my vision.
That could
'Cause
have
I was
been.
in glasses in 5th grade, so that makes total sense.
Yeah, I have no medical, like, professional medical experience or licensing whatsoever, but I think that could make sense
Yeah, I think so.
for sure.
Good to know.
Yeah. Now
Mm,
we figured that out for you.
yeah. You never know what triggers things?
You never know. Like, this guy damaged his eyesight in 1917, and by 1924, he was dead. So,
Oh, see?
yeah,
Just
I mean,
downhill.
yeah, less than 10 years. I mean, come on. So, so she was, like, all sad and shit. So she left New York City to go visit her actor friend. His name was Jack Henderson, and he lived in Chesterfield. I'm thinking it was probably like a booty call type of thing.
What
'Cause come on,
do you think they called him then?
what do they call him?
Yeah, no, what do you think they called booty calls then?
I don't know.
Hmm, like a
That's a good question.
a rumpus ruckus.
Yeah,
Mm,
this
you
is
were
Jack.
called for a rumpus ruckus.
Probably. And then she was also from, like, Paris, so I feel like they're classier, so
Oh,
they probably have,
yeah,
like, a real classy term for it.
yeah,
I just in my notes put booty call,
yeah, that makes sense.
but if you say it with, like, a French accent, maybe
I
I
I
can't do
can't
a
do that.
French accent.
Nope,
I'm not even
can't
gonna
do that
try.
one. Nope, French was not my jam, I didn't do that stuff. Didn't do that.
No, no. I didn't learn any
I
other
took
language.
Spanish, didn't learn French.
I have a hard enough time with English, so I just try to stick with that, you know? I'm just trying to master that.
I feel you.
Yeah. So she fell in love with the area. It says that she fell in love with the area, but I'm thinking probably she also fell in love with Jack. And that's when she decided to buy the 500 plus
Mm,
acres at that point. So it sounds like, based on my extensive research, that her and her husband would visit the area, but didn't actually purchase any property there. And then she didn't purchase it until after her husband died.
gotcha.
So she decided to, move on with her life.
And this is where? What's the town again?
Chesterfield.
Chesterfield.
Yes. So in 1931
It's,
is
like,
when she
so
actually
random, right? Like, "I'm from
totally random.
Paris and New York, and I'm going to Chesterfield, New Hampshire."
Right. Like, she
Cool.
came over here from Paris to New York City, which makes sense to become a costume
Yeah.
designer. But then, like, how the fuck do you end up in New Hampshire? Like, that's just so random. Like, most
Yeah.
people that go to New York City and make a living there, they don't then come to New Hampshire, I feel like.
Mm.
That's, like,
Mhm.
the last place you go. Like, maybe south?
Right, I was thinking, like, north of Boston, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, this is north of Boston, but
but, like, way north.
yeah.
Um, So she began building her castle in 1931. She went through a lot of contractors, not like sexually. She didn't go through them that way, I don't think. But
I mean, for all we know,
yeah, I
we don't
mean,
know.
she could have.
Maybe she
She
got
could
some deals. Can
have.
we blame her?
I guess they kept quitting because she was very
Oh,
difficult to work with
maybe
and
she sucked her
micromanaged.
nuts.
I think it was. I think it was that she sucked her
Maybe
nuts.
that's why she's so mad.
That's probably why her husband like dove in front of that horse car.
I can't do it anymore.
Yeah. So he waited for the horse and buggy to come down the road, and he jumped in front of it. But it just hit him in the head. I don't know. See, I
Just
don't need Google. I
I
have
have
this all
like the
figured out.
worst things that come into my head sometimes. I swear to God. I just thought of him diving dick first
And that
from
also
a car.
damaged his eyesight. That's the only thing that makes sense.
Totally makes total sense.
I mean, that's pretty much what they think it is, so that would make sense, actually. Okay, so the house had 3 floors. They were all designed to host parties. The main floor, it had a bar that was framed with trunks of living trees that poke through the ceiling. Sounds pretty cool.
That does sound really cool. Like, I want that in my life.
I do. I want that in my
I
house.
totally do.
I don't I don't know at this point how I'm gonna get a tree to come up through the floor, but I'm
I
gonna
don't know
try it.
I don't
I'll
know
get it
who'll
down.
approve that contracting, but I feel like I should figure it out.
I mean, there's always someone shady enough to
That's true.
approve it. It should be fine.
Accurate statement.
Yes, I'm one of those shady people. The basement was filled with tables. They were draped in red cloths because that's fancy. And the
Mhm.
floors, it says the floors were covered in furs. So I don't know if she had like a bunch
Rugs?
of fur rugs or if
Yeah.
she just made floors out of fur because that's kind of fucking weird.
That would
And
be
like,
weird. I imagine rugs, but you never know.
I know, but it specifically said the floors were covered in furs. So I'm like, did she kill a bunch of bear and just like what happened? I need to know.
And then she sewed all these pieces together and
Oh, that's right. She was a designer, so she knows how to sew. So I bet she fucking did it. She made floors out of fur. That is weird. All right, I digress. Um, she also had portraits. I swear, I speak English. Portraits of famous people lined the walls, and mirrors lined the bathrooms. I don't, I don't know why you would line your bathroom with mirrors. I don't really need to see myself
I'm
on the
guessing
wall.
there weren't that many stalls in this period of time, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they had stalls. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know what. I don't
Yeah,
know
like I don't want to watch myself drop in a deuce
what.
or the girl next to me.
Let me see it from this angle. Oh, let me look over here and see it from that angle. That looks better. Yeah, that's my good side. You gotta know what your good side is when you're pushing.
Then you're like, I totally know what your poop face looks like.
I mean, that's how you really get to know someone. You get to know
Yeah,
all of their
intimate,
faces.
very intimate.
All their faces. It's just,
Poop faces are the best. If you have, I know you don't have little children, but their poop faces make it worthwhile. So
ow. Well, you convinced me. Now I'm
and you're
gonna
like,
show
hey,
my
are you
kid just
pooping?
so
And
I
you're
can see
like,
their poop
nope.
faces.
You're like, pretty sure you are, dude. I can see it.
Yeah.
See
They
that poop
just
face.
they just have that like distant stare in their eyes and they're just standing there and you're like,
And they pull their mouth like straight and
yeah,
they flare their nostrils
yeah. And you're like, they're
and they
either
turn
summoning
red
a
and they
demon
go,
or they're
you
taking a
pooping? And they go, nope.
shit. Why are you straining, bro?
They're like, yeah, not at all.
I often also strain when I'm not pooping.
Why?
It
What are you doing?
just feels good, I guess.
I like to bear down.
You can just bite on some rope or something. Whatever helps you out.
That's a rough poop, dude. Here's this piece of wood and just bite on it.
Yeah, exactly. You
Now
got
I'm
you know
picturing
what
all these
you
people going to the bathroom next to each other, no stalls, mirrors, biting down on pieces of wood, making poop faces. So this is awesome so far.
gotta do.
Her
Our
place
show
was
is called
the
The Shart
tit.
Show, so we have to talk about these things. So the main part of it was that there was this long, grand stone staircase, and that was outside, and that led to the third floor, which functioned as her private quarters. because obviously she needs her own private quarters.
Right.
So she was known for her dramatic entrances and her extravagant costumes, probably because she's a costume designer, so she can do that.
Mhm.
It's also rumored that she had a cobra-backed throne that she sat in during her parties,
How
which,
badass is that?
right? I mean, she's definitely bougie,
Yeah.
or was, because she's dead. So we'll talk about her in the past tense. She was definitely kind of bougie, but some of the stuff I kind of like the cobra-backed throne, and she would call it the Queen's throne. It's a little weird, but I kind of like it.
It's her castle.
Yeah, I'm not really digging the fur floors,
That's
and
gonna be hard to keep clean.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not digging that. But the stone staircase, the throne, I like it. I'll go with it. So her parties became very popular and common during the Prohibition, um,
Yeah.
which was a really good time for the United States. However, once that era came to an end and alcohol manufacturing and consumption became legal again, many people went back to frequenting the bars because, everybody loved to go to the bars. So parties at her castle became less desirable. I wonder if she like charged a cover to get into her parties because honestly, if you're going to the bar, you got to pay for drinks. But if you're going to
Mm.
her house, like, are you paying for drinks? You have to pay to get into her parties.
I
Would it have
don't
been
know. Did they
cheaper?
have did they do that? Or
Uh,
was it like, "I'm inviting this person because I know they'll do this for me?" Like, was it like, "Oh, well, you can come because you're gonna fix this tile." You know?
right. Like, what was going on there?
I don't know. I've
I have no
never thought
idea.
about that. Like, yeah, if they I'm trying to I'm trying to think back to, like, Downton Abbey, and did they charge covers for these things? I feel like you
Well,
just had to be somebody to go to them a lot of
yeah.
the time, but, like,
You just
who's
had to be.
somebody here in good old Chesterfield, New Hampshire?
There was nobody there. I mean, there was her friend Jack. So
Mm, mhm,
there's one.
so there's him.
And then in 1917, so the population in Chesterfield then was probably like 5, I think. So, they probably had some ragers.
Yeah, it got real wild.
It did. Uh, it is rumored, though, that the
Cops are
castle
like,
was
"We've
used.
been there." "Oh, we know the address."
Yeah, we know. So it's rumored that it was used as a brothel for a period of time. I
That makes
couldn't find any concrete evidence that it was actually a brothel at any point in time. One, because it's not really there anymore, and two, because it was in the early 1900s. So, you
Google.
know.
That damn Google.
Yeah, I tried to ask people, but none of the people that I
They were like, "I
found
wasn't
were.
around then."
Yeah, they weren't alive then, so they couldn't really confirm. Fucking weird. I tried though.
What useless peasants.
Yeah, and when I say that I talked to people and asked around, I literally asked one person, and they didn't know. They were
Can't
walking their
even get
dog, and it got
Who are
weird.
these people? Who are you even talking to?
I think they called the cops on me for being weird. I don't know.
So so where's your husband like, "Hey, what's up?" "Yeah, she's weird.
Yeah, like, it's just my
She
wife. It's fine.
swoops weird."
This is what she does.
"Yeah, I live with this person. Can you imagine that?"
He was probably like hoping that they would arrest me and have like a good night for once.
It's so quiet.
Like, weird.
Uh,
Um, yeah, so I left real quick, but I had I had already walked the trails and everything first, so it was fine. Uh, but if you think about it too, like, this place is out in the middle of the woods.
Right.
So, I mean, Chesterfield is obviously much more populated now than it would have been back then. So it would make sense for that time period if it was used as a brothel because it's in the middle of nowhere. And
Yeah.
I
You
mean, law
could really
enforcement,
hide
I
that
can't even
stuff.
imagine what it would have been like back then.
Yeah, like, I know what people do by the train tracks, and that's just like a skip, hop, and a jump from, Central Ave, so
Right? I I know what people do down the street.
I bet you do.
I didn't want to know. I'm not we're
I
not gonna
didn't
talk about
ask for
it.
that experience.
Some weird stuff happened and I cry at night. Um so,
I'll never be the same again.
yeah, yeah. She did still spend her summers there and hosted guests, apparently, and had brothels. Um, but yeah, it wouldn't surprise me because, she was in with the rich and famous. Wouldn't surprise me if she was also accommodating other needs for them because people with money, they
Well,
they
and
need
she
they
probably
need
making her
it.
money that way. Maybe she didn't charge a cover. Maybe that's how she made her money.
Right, and that's what I was wondering too. Like, you never know.
That's
So,
some money right there.
mhm. So with the end of her fabulous parties and her own riches dissipating, I don't really know how they dissipated. I don't know what she did with her money.
Didn't
Maybe
charge
because she
cover.
bought 588 acres. I don't know.
Damn it, that was a bad business plan.
Yeah, didn't see that not working out.
Where's my
She
accountant?
he died because he got hit by a horse car.
Punched dick first in front
He lost his eyesight, couldn't do math no more.
he
What
couldn't
was
he couldn't use that calculator. That what were those calculators, like TI something?
exactly?
Those things were expensive.
He just kept hitting the zero.
She's like, "Why don't they make these with bigger numbers?" And then now we're like, "Look what we have, bitch."
I don't know. That's probably
Those
why
ones
she's
your grandparents had that had like 2 inch by 2 inch square numbers.
and my mom.
Or I should probably, but here I am laughing at all the other people.
I know, we're like, haha, you're so blind, fuck you. Wait, I can't see that. What does that say?
No, I am nearsighted, so I can see perfectly fine,
Oh.
from, like, here till, like, 3 feet from here. So, suck it.
The nearsighted and farsighted thing always fucks me up because it's the opposite of what you would think it is.
I just think that anybody who can see far away and not up close is an alien because that makes 0 sense,
Yeah,
okay? So you're
exactly.
telling me you can see far away, but you can't see the thing right in front of your face? Come on, you're not human.
That doesn't make any sense to me.
It does not make sense.
I
So
can see
bizarre.
things that are right in front of my face, but other than that, I don't know what you're talking about. I can't see it.
Yeah, nope, can't see a dang thing.
Honestly, I probably shouldn't drive, but I'm still gonna do
Still
it.
gonna do it.
I put my glasses
Buckle up,
on.
everybody. Buckle up.
I always wonder why people jump out of my way. I don't know. It's weird.
I wonder why everybody's yelling out their windows.
Right. And I'm sorry, when people say that the sidewalk is not another lane, come on, fuck you. Yes, it is.
Yeah, well, when you drive a Jeep,
exactly. That thing
everything's
goes
a
anywhere.
lane.
It does go anywhere. I got stuck in the rain with the roof off of it or the front
Oh.
panels. So I drove over a sidewalk because there was a bunch of traffic. So I drove over a sidewalk to get into a gas station so I could pull underneath the little roof and put my roof back on.
Oh.
I have no
Well,
shame.
hey, important things.
Exactly. I was like, fuck you
The
guys. I'm not
water is like, "I'm melting."
Well, it was raining on the inside of my Jeep, so, like, the windshield
Raining
wipers work on
inside.
the outside, right? But they don't work on the inside, so I couldn't see anymore. I was like, "This is dangerous. I don't feel safe."
This is dangerous. Let's drive over a sidewalk.
Yeah, I made it more
That's much
dangerous.
safer.
Yeah. I made good choices,
I
obviously.
love adulting.
It's going well so far. I mean,
Uh,
I think I'm really killing it, guys.
if I
Really.
do say so myself.
Yeah,
I'm
no
kind
shame.
of awesome.
I don't know why I don't have friends. It's because I'm so awesome, I think, and I make really good choices that
Mhm.
people are just intimidated.
That's right. They don't know how to act because they know that they're gonna not be as superior, so,
Exactly.
you
I
know,
know that that's 1,000% bullshit,
what choices do you have, you know?
but I'm gonna go with it. Oh yeah, so this dead bitch, Madame Sherri. I get so derailed. In
Sparkly
1965,
stuff.
she sold the property because she had no more money. More money, more problems, and she had
Yeah.
no money,
She's
but
like,
all the problems.
"Jay-Z, am I right?"
Right? So she showed it. She showed it, guys. She showed it to this other bitch. Her name is Anne Stokes. She was a artist from Vermont. And then she eventually donated the land to the Forest Society. I'm sorry, if I purchase 588 acres of land, I'm not fucking donating that shit.
Right?
I'm gonna keep it or at least
Something
sell
happened.
it. Like,
Like, we missed Google missed something there.
yeah,
There was
Google.
some
But
sort of traumatic event, and she was like, "I can't do it anymore. Let's donate it."
yeah, I feel like Google led me astray on this.
Yeah.
I'm very disappointed in Google. So those of you who work there that may eventually listen to this and probably never will, but in case you do, I'm very disappointed in you. I just want you to know. So she donated it
Donated.
to the Forest Society, and they
To find
were
a
the
more
ones
better place, a more betterer.
more better,
I
more
said, "No, this
better.
place is way more betterer."
You'd never know English is my first language, huh? I'm like I like to surprise people.
It's fun.
Um,
Keeping people on
uh,
their toes. They're like,
so
"Wait a second, is that a word?" And then, like, pulling out their dictionary.
Webster, help me out, Webster. I need to know the donated.
Don't
Uh, oh boy. So the Forest Society renamed it to the Madame Sherri Forest, and that is what we know that it is today. So there was a lot of vandalism that happened there, and then eventually a fire destroyed the castle completely. But
What
there's
was
like
it made out of?
stone.
How does the fire destroy that?
I don't understand it
Is this
either.
just me? Maybe
No,
it was all the fur.
I think the fur rugs. I don't know how the fur rugs
That
didn't
shit
take
must have smelled awful. Burning hair smells the worst.
and then
Can you
all
imagine?
the
You'd be like,
mirrors in the
"God,
bathroom.
something nasty's going down." It's like, that damn castle and all that fur. I knew that was a bad idea.
Yeah, that must have been awful, but I don't so it was a stone castle, and I've seen pictures on the Google of what the castle looked like, and like, legit was made out of stone, so I don't know, it didn't survive the fire,
Weird.
but the grand staircase that she had that was outside that led up to the 3rd level where
Yeah.
her living quarters were, that survived all of
I
it.
love that. I love that there's just that staircase.
Yes, so have you seen the pictures on the
No, I
Google?
have not. I will have to Google it my own self.
Yes, go on the online, onto the Google.
Go on to that interwebs.
The internets. As my mom would say, you can Google it on YouTube.
Yeah, you can Google it on YouTube for sure.
Yeah. When the first time she said that to me, I just looked at her and I was like, I can't, I can't with you. But so you can go on the onlines and you can see pictures of what it looked like when it was built, and it was definitely pretty, and it was stone. But the stone staircase is there, and there's part of the stone fireplace that was inside that's there, and then like the foundation is still, parts of it is still there. Excuse me.
I'm looking at it now.
Yeah, so it was
And
really
side
pretty.
note, she spells her name the same way my mother spells her, but she goes by Sherry, not Cherie. And I feel like now I should just call her Cherie forever.
You should call her Madame Shari.
Madame Cherie.
Is she from France?
No, she's from
Oh,
Lynn, Mass.
so pretty close.
same, same difference.
Same
I always
culture.
hate when people say that. I don't know why it drives me crazy, but same
Same
difference.
difference.
I don't
Because
know.
it
It
doesn't make
makes
any
me angry
sense.
inside.
If
Like,
it's
wow, I want to stab a pencil in your eye. I don't. It just makes me mad.
yeah. Well,
Same
because
difference.
but it's not because it's different.
Yeah,
How can it be the same if it's different?
I don't get it.
I no comprende. Um. So that's yes. So that's all that's left there, and so I've actually been here. Been here. I've been there. I'm home right now. I'm not there. I swear. Um. And it's really pretty. And actually, when I was there was somebody who was dressed in like a velvety red dress. Um, it
Like,
was
just
very.
hanging out there in the middle of the woods?
She was getting a photo shoot done, but
Oh
that's what
gosh,
she
yeah,
was
I'm like,
wearing.
I'm really not following you.
Yeah,
Like
no, I said it in my head, but I don't think it came out right. Um, in my head, I knew what I was talking about, but I guess
He's like,
like
"I just
not
like to
everybody can
come
do
here and stand around."
that. I just saw this lady in a
You're like,
velvet red
"Wow,
dress.
that's creepy. This is why people are terrified of this place, huh?"
Yeah. People were like, "Did you fucking see the ghost?" I'm
The
like, "No."
staircase is super cool looking.
It is, yeah. It's it's really cool to see, and I took a ton of pictures when I was there because some people have reported that they've taken pictures and then like later they go home and look at them and they'll see a woman standing there that wasn't there when they were there.
Yeah.
Some people will see her coming down the staircase because allegedly she haunts the forest, or at least that part where the castle was, because she never left because it was her favorite place and she's still really attached to it, which a lot of people in the paranormal world will say spirits and entities will be attached to something and then they'll never leave it. When they pass on, that's where they stay. Um, so I didn't see anything weird, but it was definitely a weird vibe, I guess, like kind of a creepy feeling
Yeah.
there. But there's also a lot of trails and stuff that you can walk on. So we went on some of the trails. We didn't just stay there, and it was really nice, good trails to do some hiking. But that location specifically, just I want to go back and I want to stay there when it gets dark, or at least starts to get dark, and see if it gets creepier and see if you can hear anything. And some people have reported like smelling certain things, like
Yeah,
Um,
that's totally a thing to
yeah,
smell
and, like,
stuff.
hearing party music.
Ooh, ooh, like raging.
Yeah.
Or is it
So
like, dun, 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 dun,
yeah, like
like
1920s
really
style
hardcore
music.
party music? Yeah, obviously.
Right. Yeah, no, they're probably just,
Violins
like,
and stuff.
playing Marilyn Manson, but,
Cellos. Yeah, cellos playing Nirvana.
actually, that would be pretty cool.
Smells like Teen Spirit.
Yeah.
Hey, what's that smell? Teen
It's just
Spirit.
me. I didn't wipe because all the mirrors made me feel weird.
I didn't wipe. Did you wash your hands though? I
I
used hand
forgot.
sanitizer, thanks.
Hand Sanny.
Ugh.
So yeah, I definitely wanna go back, and I wanna take some videos and, like, record some stuff and see if I can get anything
There's
'cause
some
I
super pretty pictures, like some that are just like, you know, there's like a bunch of green, lush forestry around the
Mhm.
because like the stairway. So for anybody listening, their stairways like it goes up in this kind of like circular pattern, and there's arches underneath it, like
Yeah.
3 arches that get taller. It's really neat.
It is
Good
really, really
fella.
yeah. She did, like, real good, like,
She did like part good.
yeah. I don't know what contractor ultimately stayed and built this, but they did good.
Oh, there's like a picture of like a doorway, like a tall stone face, like it almost looks like a I don't know, like a tower and like a doorway, but it looks like soup's creepy. I feel
Mhm.
like it looks creeps.
Faux show. So I'm gonna drag you here.
I
You
wanna go
oh my
so
god.
bad, yeah.
Why do I keep
That was
saying
one of the places
here?
I wanted to go when we were gonna wander around that day. We just didn't have enough time to get there.
Yeah. So we'll have to go there, not here, because 'cause I'm not there, I'm home. I don't know why I keep saying
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Like,
drag you
you're just,
there.
like, hanging out there.
Yeah, and we
Taking
can,
place.
talk to people again and
You're the one everybody sees walking down the stairs. You're like, "What's up, dog?"
like this weird
They're
thing.
like, "Is that where all the party music's coming from?"
It's just me playing music
You
on
get,
my
like,
phone.
90s dance music.
I'll just dance, it's
I
fine.
just thought of the scene in Clueless when, Christian, the new kid, is dancing on the dance floor alone all night, and Cher's like, "I'm so tired." Just picture him dancing like, "Yeah, that's
That'll
you."
be me.
Like, "I knew there was dance music, I heard."
Oh, boy.
Oh.
So yeah, that's Madame Sherry Forrest, and when you say it, you have to say it like that.
Madame Cherie.
Madame Sherry Forrest. I would definitely encourage anyone to go there who's local and can go there because it's just a cool place to go anyway. But a lot of people go there and take pictures just because it's
I
like
was
the
just saying, yeah, there's, like, some
place.
definitely some people doing, like, photography stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
It's
for sure.
cool.
Even if you don't see
How
her
long of a hike in is it, like, from, like, where you would start, like, on a main road?
it's really not far. So you park. There's a parking lot that's across the road from where you would walk into the woods. Um, and I would say it's probably I don't know, maybe a mile into the woods. It's really not
Yeah,
that
that's
far, and it's not like a bunch of uphill or anything. It's pretty flat.
well, thank
So
God for that.
yeah, because me and cardio don't always get along.
It's so
So
dumb.
yeah,
Who
we're not
wants to be cardiovascularly strong?
we're not friends.
As I puff my inhaler.
Uh, um, I mean, I smoked a cigar last night, so that's
You did
I
say that. I was like, "Oh, you fancy."
yeah, I guess it's like not good for your lungs and stuff. I don't
It's
know.
weird.
I don't know where people got that idea.
So weird.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Alright, well, this is fun. I'm excited.
Me too.
So, now we just have to figure out what we're gonna do for the next one.
Probably the one that we're supposed to do today.
No, that's a big one for me to have to lead.
I know.
I
It
actually
is.
was thinking we could always split it up where, like, I took, like, some people and you took other people, and we, like, did splitsies.
Yeah,
We
we
could
can do
do that.
that.
We could do that.
Yeah.
But, yeah, we'll have to plan it because 'cause I'd like to do it soon so that we can get these posted.
Okay.
But, yeah. Yay.
Yay.
That was fun.
It was
Hey,
fun.
maybe we won't suck super bad after all.
I think we might not. I'm sweating a little bit, I'm not gonna lie.
I am, but I think it's just the wine that I had.
Oh. Yeah,
But
me too. It's not because 'cause I'm weird.
I feel like when I have wine, I can feel the heat radiating off of my face. I'm like, "Wow, it's so hot, like, from my face to, like, 3 inches in front of it.
Why is this wine so spicy?
Why is it so spicy?"
It's weird.
It's super weird. That's
Um,
wicked weird.
so I definitely ended up having a little too much to drink last night.
Well, the texts were a dead giveaway.
Were they? Were they really?
I was like,
Because
"What is she saying?" And
I
I'm
feel like I was doing
usually
pretty good.
okay, my husband's got some fat sausage fingers, and he can't text for crap. So, like but I'm always like, "I know what he meant." But I'm, like, sitting there going, "Alright," like, I don't know if you do this, but, like, if people use talk to text, I always assume, like, a lot of people do. So I'm sitting there, like, trying to say it real fast to hear how it would sound if I, like, blurred the words together. And I was like, "Still not getting it."
You're like, "Why is she so dumb?"
This doesn't make sense in my brains.
She didn't seem this dumb when we worked together before.
I was laughing. What was it? Oh my gosh, actually, speaking of, I hung out with a friend of mine today, and she was texting me this afternoon, and, she was trying to text Jimmy Kimmel because I was telling her how, Eddie's my husband, so
Yeah.
Eddie, he's got a, like, second cousin or something like that, that's, like, this pretty famous, like, psychic in Vegas. Her
Uh-huh.
name's, Mystic Mona. She's been on Jimmy Kimmel and stuff.
Oh, wow, that doesn't
And so I
sound like
had
a
sent her
sweet
a
name.
link, and she's like, "That's crazy. I love Jimmy Kimmel." And then it spelled Kimmel wrong twice, and then she wrote, "Oh my god, autism correct." And then she put auto, I was like, "I'm dying. Autism correct."
That's fantastic.
Oh,
The funniest or one of the
she's like,
funniest.
"Clearly it's judging me."
Yeah. Oh, for sure. One of the funniest autocorrects that has ever happened to me. Somebody asked me what I was doing, and I text back, "I'm watching a movie." She's like, "Oh, what movie are you watching?" And I text back, "The Fast and the Furious." And I swear to God, I wish I would have screenshotted it and saved this so that people could see. It changed it to The Fat and the Curious. And
I have a good one too.
she was like, "What kind of weird ass fucking porno is that?"
What
And I
are you
didn't realize that it
watching?
had changed it. So I was like,
Wow,
"What are you
Darcy.
talking about?" So I looked at the text message and I was like, "Oh my God."
Yeah, well,
It's amazing.
when I started chatting with Eddie again after, like, a billion years, and I was like, "I like him," you know? I had been
Ew.
talking with my friend, and we were texting, so I was talking with my friend Erin and Eddie, whatever. So I'm going back and forth between the 2 of them, and she and I had started, like, a squat challenge, like, the day before or something,
That
and
sounds
we were texting about the squat challenge, and I was like I was telling her my ass hurt. That's what I was writing, my ass hurt, right? But I was texting Eddie without realizing I was texting Eddie, and it changed ass to asshole. So I texted Eddie that my asshole hurt, and I went, "Well, it's been nice knowing you." And he's like, first I texted back and I went, "No." And then he's like, "Wow, did you eat too much spicy food or just get too kinky last night?" And I was like, "Well, it was nice knowing you. Maybe I'll see you again in another lifetime."
you're like, "There's no good answer to that."
I
So
swear to God, I can explain.
that's great.
My asshole hurts. Oh, fuck me. And now we're married. So so
That's when he knew that you were a
it's
keeper.
like forever.
He was like, "Oh, I'm taking her out.
She's the one.
I can't wait to bring her home to meet my parents."
Oh, man, could you imagine? I mean, like, I suppose we do in real life, but I was like, could you imagine if we had autocorrect like that in real life? Like, when you're talking, and I suppose to an extent we do, but, like,
Oh, I
it's just
do.
like, "Oh, you use that word all the time, so that came out instead."
Or like you can change it in your phone so that when you type a word, it changes it to something else.
Yeah.
And I feel like my brain does that all the time.